Hi, hi everyone. For this portion of our UDL training videos, we're going to talk about the why of learning, also known as multiple means of engagement. So the why of learning, and this is mostly pulled from the CAST website, which I've linked on the next page, runs through this specific part of the brain that's activated in the why of learning. One thing that we do standard at Talk, which is a great first step in UDL for this particular competency, is describing to students the big picture of the course and how the alignment pertains to a particular module or assignment. For example, we have program level outcomes, course competencies, modular level objectives, and we explain to students how they align back to each other. Building upon that, there are a couple other options that we could give students to learn more about the why behind their course. We could require students to navigate the course and reflect on how these learning objectives are being met, how they're being challenged in order to meet these, what options they're taking in order to meet these. So it definitely encourages independence of learning, but it also gives them a bit of reflection on the purpose behind the activity. So all of our materials and assessments are very purposeful here at Talk, and we're trying to convey that to students. Right here, I have linked a page to CAST, and they have a very interactive website, so I encourage you to go here if you have any additional questions about engagement or the types of activities that you could pull in. For each checkpoint, they have a link with much more information, and they have it for engagement, representation, and action and expression, which are the three main pillars of UDL. As for Talk examples, I've pulled a couple here. I think in general, KP courses are a really good example of multiple means of gathering content information. So in a traditional classroom, especially for a history course, you might picture a student carrying around an anthology or some heavy textbook and then simply writing papers, and those being the two main methods of instruction outside of the classroom. Thinking of our online format, we like to give students multiple avenues for gathering that content. So looking at Emily's history course here, you'll see that there's a quick summary of what you're going to dive into this week, a video, a live performance, a reading, an article, and knowledge path information. So students have 4 different options of internalizing the information in order to meet the competencies for this week. Gives them a little bit more freedom outside of just a traditional textbook. For this Bio 109 example, of course, it also has knowledge path, but one thing that I found interesting specifically for a journal assignment was that students were given a few different articles to choose from before they went in and wrote a 2-page reflection paper. So the rubric leans generally to either option. You'll see it's not really tied to one or the other, which is great for UDL, and the prompt applies to either one. So if students are really not understanding the first one, they might switch to the second, or maybe it's just a general interest thing. They're really into Neanderthals and they want to select that one and reflect on that. A couple more strategies that you might want to incorporate in your course. Giving students a reflective assignment, again, tying into those learning objectives and saying, how did you meet these? Which type of assignment had you meet this specific program level outcome or course competency? It doesn't matter which level that you have them reflect on. Having a self-assessment, so in addition to having the rubric in front of them, having them really incorporate the rubric into their assignment and say, how did you meet each of these criteria in the work that you submitted? And then again, providing multiple avenues for absorbing content. So thinking about what we call alternative content in knowledge paths and incorporating that right into Canvas. So you might have a chapter of a book and then a really cool Khan Academy video on the same topic that meets the same learning objective but provides an alternative method for understanding a little bit more context about that topic. Thanks, everyone.